No, he want to ask.
Okay.
Yesterday you were mentioning two words, basic and obvious. Basic and obvious.
Basic and obvious. Oh yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so if you can speak more about this.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's very nice. Thank you. Yesterday we were talking that what my Guruji is pointing when it became effective for me, and the words were basic and obvious. And you were saying you must be missing something very basic, something very obvious. And that moment, it somehow I got it in a way. And also I realize now that why I was missing the basic and the obvious. Because my looking, my seeking was accompanied by some assumption about the truth, like what is truth. And I was looking that in the name of truth. So I already had an image of truth in my mind, that okay, so this is the truth which I have to seek. I also had some kind of assumptions about what will happen when I meet the truth, when I see the truth, the effect in my body, movement of energies and experiences, the famous enlightenment event. So I had a lot of assumptions connected to that. And then also I actually did not know at all. I mean, at that moment only I became clear that I did not know at all what truth is. All I knew was assumptions. All I knew was assumptions coming from other people. So like I heard from other people and I believed in some way, some part of it or fully. So I was looking for that truth which I had to seek. The definition was received from others. So altogether it created an image in me, image of the whole thing, how the seeking is happening, how the seeing of truth will take place, and what will happen afterward. That is what was causing missing the obvious. So my knowledge was in the way of seeing the obvious. My subtle knowledge, very subtle, so it was not seen by me. I was looking from through the knowledge, and I was thinking that no, I am looking neutrally. I am looking. My seeing is pure. I was thinking my seeing is pure, whereas my seeing was in a way polluted by my knowledge. And so my beliefs connected to the truth were never seen. They remained unseen. I never investigated. And that is what the sleep was. So this was my sleep, and from the sleep I was looking for truth. And when nothing worked, none of my ways worked, produces the desired result. I mean, they did produce a lot of results, but I could not get ultimate contentment. Then it became clear to me that my approach is not right. There has to be something basically different. So my approach has to be basically different in some way, somehow. So then I started looking for something totally different, totally new, totally which I can never imagine. So I became open for something which I cannot even imagine, which I cannot even dream, see in my dream, or which I have never seen at all. So like basically I became totally open. And then what is basic? The meaning for me in that moment was, which I understood, which helped me, Basic means something which does not have any loudness, which does not have any effects or qualities. Basic is like you have a telephone, cell phone, a basic cell phone you have, which has two functioning, call and message. And then there is another extended version of this phone, which has MMS. Another extended version which can use internet. Another extended version where Wi-Fi is also there. Like this, it keeps adding features. But even when this great phone is there, which has so many features, the basic of this phone is still that simple phone. So I just started looking, what is my basic? What are my basics? Basics means myself without any features, without any functioning, without any added features, let's say. Basic means without any added features, anything which has been added afterward. What is that has been added afterward, or what is that which is before anything was added to me? That was basic for me. And that would cut all my noise of the mind, my concerns from the mind that okay, it has to be like this or like that. So now no preconditions. No preconditions. That if it is like this, then it is truth. If it is not like this, then it is not truth. So all the preconditions, all the conditioning fallen away now. Basic means something which is there, not connected to anything happening, anything coming from it, any quality, any effect, anything. It has to be there independently, regardless of whatever I do, and not connected, not associated with anything actually. And this very simple understanding helped a lot. Obvious. Then what is obvious? Obvious means something which is facing me all the time, and I am looking somewhere else, so I am not able to look at it. I am not able to recognize it. So it's facing me all the time, but I am looking somewhere else all the time. That's what obvious is. Obvious means you don't need to spend a single bit of energy for it to exist. It is all the time there. I mean, I'm just telling you my version of understanding of these words, what happened in that moment. So there has to be something in me which is forever there, not dependent on my activities, not dependent on whether I am looking at it or not. That kind of released me from my efforts of conditioned looking, conditioned seeking. All the seeking is conditioned actually. There is no seeking which is not conditioned. When you are not conditioned, you will not seek, you will see. You will see what? What is present. That what is present is basic, is obvious. So the simple seeing which I proposed, or the self-inquiry, what they do is they cut your conditioning. They remove your conditioning from the seeing, because desire to know the truth is there. Capacity to see is also present all the time. What is wrong in a way is mixing of conditioning with the power of seeing. When the power of seeing is pure, not carrying any preconditions, not carrying any images in front of it. It's like light going through some glass, colored glass. Then it does not produce desired results. Or mirror of your being having some dust of expectations. When it does not have any dust of expectation, it is pure. It reflects the truth as it is. Truth is not absent. The mirror of the being is also not absent. So the capacity to recognize that truth is there, truth is also there. Both the things are present. What is missing? There is nothing missing. There is something more which has to go away. And just by very understanding, by listening like this, you can let go. These conditioning can be highlighted and they disappear. As they highlighted, they disappear. So it's not that you have to really do something about it. At this level, you don't need to do so much. All you are left with is seeing, not doing. Seeing, understanding. And I want to add one more thing here. What I am saying is so true, so extremely true, that I don't see your ego, because it is not something real. What I see is the truth. So it's not that I have got some special powers that I will see truth everywhere. No, it's just a simple case. It is the case. So it's not my speciality that I see the truth everywhere. It is your speciality that you are able to see the ego. You are a magician. You are able to see something which does not exist. You are able to live as that also, something which does not exist. You are a magician. And continuously not looking, continuously managing to not look at what is obvious. This is magic that you are able to do. Obvious means when you are breathing from truth. You are breathing in truth. Your breathing itself is truth also. When your body is moving, your body is getting energy from the truth. Your body is alive because of the truth. Your body is in the truth. Your body is truth also. Your thoughts which are moving because of the power of truth, presence of truth. And the thoughts themselves are truth also. They are made of the same material called truth. And what exactly is missing? Just the misunderstanding has to go. And what could be the best way to remove misunderstanding, if not listening carefully? I tell you a very simple thing, a joke which happened in my life, and it says something very significant. We were very young, and then I got into an argument with a friend. Some particular event, like we were reading general knowledge books, preparing for some exam or something. Then I said it happened. He said it happened in New York. I said no, it happened in USA. I said like this. He said, I am saying it happened in New York. And what you are saying is that I am already saying this. So why you have to repeat, But what I heard was that he is saying he is insisting that no, it is not USA, it is New York. And I said, no, it is USA. I am sure about it. I read it. And it continued for so long, Like it became so aggressive that our teacher had to interfere. That he said, listen, and it became clear to all of them that Rajee is at fault actually, because that one was quite polite and Rajee was very aggressive. No, no, no. Like this. He said, listen, Rajesh, this New York is in USA. And I was like, still ready to fight. And then one moment, like, suddenly something released. I became free from this trap of aggression, out of clarity. And then followed by a feeling of sorry. I said, I'm very, very sorry, friend, and all of you. This is how you miss the obvious, by insisting what you are saying is right, what you know is right. That is in the way of this dialogue also. That is in the way of listening also. Whereas the other situation could be, he said it happened in New York. I would say it happened in USA. He said, yeah, that's what I'm saying. New York. And if I had space, he also had enough voice to say. Because when you have space, others can say. When you don't have space, they also feel okay. So if I had enough space, he could immediately correct me that yes, that's what I'm saying. It was in USA, but in New York particularly. And I could say, oh yeah, you are right. But I was so much full of myself, my assumptions. You need to be flexible. You need to be open enough to receive the new message. The message which you have never heard. Words are same. Words could be same. Expressions could be same. But the message is totally new. Because the message is not coming from some dead memory, from some recording, from someone who does not know. The recording is coming from pure aliveness of life, which is awake to itself. Pure presence of life, which is aware of itself. And it is very different. When the awareness is talking to you directly, then you have no chance to save yourself until you want to save yourself. And most probably it would be because you don't know how you are saving. So listen carefully. And you will be always having this choice that what Rajee is saying or what teaching is saying, somehow I am not able to understand, I am a bit confused. You are basically listening to your mind, where it is trying to figure out what is there in it for me, which is obvious, but this message cannot be understood by your mind alone. It needs all of yourself. Your mind, your body, your feelings, your emotions, all of your attention, all of your energy is needed for this mind to make any sense for you. Because this is the message of truth. Truth only can be known as a whole. It cannot be known in parts. You cannot know part of the truth. Because truth itself is not something stagnant somewhere. It is the very principle of life. It's the very sacred principle of the whole life. That is what we are talking. Knowing the truth means knowing the very core of life, the very principle of life, not the details of it. And it can be known as a whole only. So whole of yourself is needed, where even it most probably may happen and will happen that your mind will report that I don't know, I don't understand what is this message. Whereas your being, your deeper level will confirm that no, I'm contented in some way, I'm relaxed in some way. I feel something meaningful has been received or understood. Let it be like this. Don't value your mind. This very listening can remove your mind, your conditioning, everything, your assumptions. I hope I answered you. Thank you for asking. This is a nice question. Nobody asks these things generally from me. Because the sweetest thing I know is looking into this. Okay, what is this? Like, and these basic is always to be understood, to be taken as the given highest value. You know, this friend I have been talking for so long, and we were not really doing so much great spiritual work. It was mostly contemplation basis. So we were doing contemplation, but he was honest and ready to let go of his own conditioning and misunderstandings, and he always used to remind me even that can we come back to basics, like we have done this technique and these results have been produced and this happened and that happened, would you help me come back to the basics again? So like after every few weeks or few days, he will call me or he will meet me and will say, can you please remind me again, because I keep forgetting the basics. This is how valuable the basics are. Basics of anything actually. For example, the basics of spiritual seeking, spiritual journey. What could be the basics of it? First of all, the basic would be what do you want? What do you want from this? And you need to remember continuously why you are on the spiritual path. This is staying in touch with your basics. Like why exactly you are here? For example, even in this satsang, why you are here? And being more and more clear about it. When you are totally clear about the basics, you don't need to move a centimeter, millimeter. You are at the core of yourself, just being there, looking around. It's done. What do I want? Is a simple thing which can take you to the very core of your being, where this longing to be free from the imprisonment of mind is living, is there, is present. What do I want? This is basic. Basic also may include for some of you being in the present moment. Being in the present moment is talked about a lot, and most of us will misunderstand it in some way. Being in the present moment looks like something you have to do, like a journey you have to come back from. If it is a journey, then this present moment will be in the mind. If it is a real journey where you have a starting point and an ending point like this, then it will be in the mind only. So your present moment will be in the mind only, of the mind only. It will not be a real present moment. If it is a real present moment, it has to involve contemplation, looking that if I am not in the present moment where I am right now, and how I reached here, and that will suddenly open up something for you, that I am never not here. It is an impossibility. It is an impossibility that I can lose this moment, because this is the only moment available to you all the time. How you can not be here, and it will become clear to you how you can not be here by looking. What is happening to you when you are totally here but not experiencing it? Like you will understand that why you are saying that I am not in the present moment, because you are not experiencing the virtues, the divine beauty of this moment. That's why. and how you are missing the divine beauty, the infinite joy and the beauty of this moment? By being engaged in the mind. Why you are engaged in the mind? Like this, so easily you can cut all your mind. Why you are engaged in the mind? Somebody said something yesterday that okay, this is what has to be done. You said okay, I will take care, and then you forgot. And when you forgot, it is hanging in your mind now. Because you forgot, you have to remember it all the time. Or because you cannot remember it all the time, you have to remember it all the time, you know. A strange thing. Mind takes different turns. You could have just written it on paper, had put it on some alarm, some task on your phone or computer. Somebody said something to you yesterday, you did not like it. But you were busy, so you could not look into it enough to decide what to do about it. It is an unfinished business now, again hanging in your head. Like a lightweight image, like a light image hanging in your head. But then so many light images like this are consuming all of your energy. And you are stuck in the mind continuously, like this. That's how you are missing this moment. And either you do self-inquiry, or you do this simple seeing, which we propose. And if not, then check why I need to spend my energy in this moment, in this particular thought process. Check means see. Find some genuine reason. Why should I think about it right now when I am in Satsang? In Satsang means I can be totally here. And I am always saying, you don't need to do any homework here. When you are here, you don't need to do any homework. Being together is enough actually to wake up. So doing is not involved anyway here. So it's not that you will not do your mental work, you will do some other work. No. You will just not do anything here. So you have enough reason to rest. If you can rest just for some time, without any reason, it is more than enough, you know, for you to know yourself, for you to wake up to your truth, and to give you so much contentment that no misery, no suffering can affect it. You are not suffering from suffering. You are missing home. You are missing the joy of being in the jacuzzi of the self, the warmth of the water, the warmth of the love of mother. You are missing that only. That is what is experienced as suffering, and then you start blaming everything else. I am suffering because of this and because of that. No, there are no reasons for suffering. They are just situations which are producing certain results, sometimes good, sometimes bad. Like pain, pleasure, stress, rest. Stress may be in the mind, rest in the mind sometimes. You are not unhappy because of anything. You are just unhappy because you are not resting enough. You are resting at the body level, mind level, but not at your level. You have almost totally forgotten that you can be without doing anything. You can stay for some time or for a long time without doing anything. And in that period you are not sleeping. You are alive, connected with the whole life. But not, as Muji says, not shopping through your senses. Not selectively living life. Not choosing. Just being alive, present. And then you won't be able to to live your separation. It is impossible to live the separation if you are like this. Then you are whole of life, not part of it. Such a simple thing. But we have forgotten that it is possible. And we are trying to achieve inactive a state of being by activity, namely practices or anything else, meditation techniques and all. How you will achieve that? How you will achieve that which you are? Who will achieve that? You don't need to achieve anyway. It is ever present. Because it is you only who is trying to rest. And how you are trying to rest? By activity. So as long as you try, you will not be at rest. And as long as you don't rest, you will not be free from suffering. Then what to do? Understand what I am saying. That understanding will do something for you, and your effort will collapse. Just for some time, try to listen carefully. I am saying you are here right now. You are totally here right now. Whether you have doubt about it or not, you are here. So if you are having some doubt that I am not totally here, makes no difference for the truth, for the fact that you are here totally. It just makes no difference. If you have a doubt that I don't know myself and I have to know myself, makes no difference to the truth that you exist, that you are totally, fully as you can ever be in this moment. And in this moment, you and this moment are not two. You are not in this moment. You are this, which is called this moment also, which is called truth also, which is called life also, vastness also, existence also. The best word I like for the whole thing is this. This is the best word for it. I like it. This. You are this. There are no divisions at all. Osho called it, no, many times. In the Zen series, he says, no, this, 1,000 times this. Why he is saying like this? Because only this is truth. And this does not need any techniques. You cannot approach this by techniques. Because you are this. Wherever you will reach, will be some imagination. This is encountering the obvious. You don't need preparation to encounter the obvious. So your unpreparedness right now is enough. And unpreparedness does not have any categories, like how unprepared you are. Preparedness has categories. So you are perfectly unprepared. You are a perfect unprepared being right now. No imperfection exists. No judgment about how badly unprepared you are. The bad, the better, the worse, the better, not like this. Whatever it is already perfect. So you have two choices here. Either you keep listening to your mind, meaning the feeling of not being perfect in this moment, and value that, or value what I am saying, and see the truth right now. These are the two choices you have. And let your mind say that if I cannot see the perfection, then why should I believe? Still you continue listening what I am saying, and you will be able to see it, and you will confirm that yes, Rajee, you are right. You cannot know this truth through mind or mind activities or understanding that happens in the mind. You can know it, not your mind. You also wanted to ask something, no?
It was similar. My question is answered.
Okay. As I said, you are already here, you are already truth, you are already self, but you think that you are not the self. You believe that you are not the truth, and you have to seek and find the truth. That is what is causing you missing the obvious. So you don't have to reach, just to make it more clear, you don't have to reach into the truth. You just have to come back. Come back means come back out of your dream, out of your imagination. You have to just come out of your imagination. Then you don't have to reach to the truth. When you come out of your imagination, where you find yourself is the place where what truth is, the climate where you find yourself. And remember, there are not two things, that you and truth. So you have to reach to the truth. You are the truth, stuck in the imagination, and now searching for truth. So now you are trying to create a you. You gone out into the imagination and felt like I lost myself because I am not able to experience myself. Now you are trying to create a you. Now you are trying to come back home. You cannot create a you. It will be such a tension for you continuously, like elastic. You have stretched too much. Even if you are able to have some glimpse of your truth through the mind, you will be continuously tense, not relaxed. You will have to hold on the truth, not without holding. There are few friends I know whose mind is very evolved, so they can see the truth through the mind. But it is such a tension. They are so tense. They are not happy. They are not joyful. The company is not so joyful. When we are like this right now, we are so joyfully sitting. So being joyful is more important right now for us, more significant in a way, giving way to the truth in a way, than just doing the hard work. We are not doing hard work here. It may appear like this to you, some of you, like a hard work, and that could be just because of your attachment with the imaginations. Trying to come back is like, oh, I don't want to come back. You don't need to come back if you are enjoying there. But you say, no, I am not enjoying, I am suffering. Then check. If you are suffering, then listen what I am saying and try it. Try it without preparation. Anything that you have known so far cannot be joint ventured with what I am saying, with this message. It is too fresh for your mind. It can be taken as it is. This is like a medicine which will remove the disease of the mind. And you are saying that before I take medicine, should I do yoga or something so that I can reduce my intensity of the disease a little bit, so that my medicine can be more effective. Medicine you are taking for the disease only. You don't need to do anything for the disease now. Taking medicine in, swallow this pill of truth is enough. But you are saying, no, can I do something about it? No, you cannot. You just need to lie down and rest. And let go. Open your mouth. Like this only. No? Only this much you have to do. But for that you need trust. And why we are not able to do this? Because for that you need trust. We have fear. How can I trust this message? What will happen to my life or anything else? My seeking journey. Yeah. I mean, my favorite example is not this. My favorite example is like I have a small wooden hammer It's a sacred hammer. It's not a hammer actually, it's a collection of hammers. Depends, no? What kind of candidate. Some candidate like a 4-6 inch hammer, like okay. And the next comes, and I will ask Peter, Zoran, bring the one which we have inside, no? And they will be holding the head of it. I will say, okay, release. This is a favorite example, because then you have no chance to survive as an ego. It's a funny situation, no? Because if I am allowed, I would always love to express the truth in its purest form. Whenever you are ready, you can receive it. You can wake up to it. When not, then we will talk also. We will discuss also. Question answer will also happen. Otherwise, nothing else is needed. As I said in Rishikesh also, no? The best mode of communication or expression from my side is the divine song that I like to sing. My voice is not good. I cannot maybe catch the divine notes so much. My this throat, no, cannot express so much. But the power, the joy and the beauty of this song is so much that you will forget all the noise of the mind. The silence which follows, which is in this divine song, is so powerful. You cannot hear any noise of the mind in the loudness of this silence.